All right. We back up in this here, some bitch. Yeah. Welcome to Plunked, everyone. This is the show where we celebrate two teams, one city, the city of Chicago. I am one of your hosts, Emilio Bucks.
And I am your other host, Kristen Stats.
Kristen Stats in the building. So what's going on?
Not much, not much. Seeing if this camera lasts the whole show. I'm always having technical difficulties, so we'll see.
It looks good. It looks clear, and you're synced up and everything. So let's
Yes.
hope for the best.
Yeah, we'll hope.
Right as I said that, you froze.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts.
We'll make it do what it do. So
Uh,
what's new?
Not much. Good watching some good baseball. What's new with you?
Also watching some pretty good baseball. Your team, um, which is fine. At least it's somebody.
Oh, the Sox won today.
Yeah, they did. I watching some bad baseball. The Sox. Not as comically bad as last year's team, but still bad. Other than that, the kids are keeping me well occupied.
Well, that's good.
Of course, I have an actual job because
You have 2, 3, 4. You probably got about 4.
yeah, at least
Husband, kids, 9 to 5.
my own
Your
stuff.
business, your stuff.
Dealing with my own brain is a job.
Yes, that could be exhausting. Dealing
Yeah.
with your own brain.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my plate is full, and but I have been doing better about going to bed earlier recently.
Oh, really?
Hasn't really made any difference, but
What made you decide to try that route?
just trying something
Okay.
different,
All right.
But
I go to bed early and I'm still exhausted.
I'm still just as tired. Sometimes worse.
Yeah. And I don't sleep through the night.
I wake up multiple times.
Yeah. And I can't go right back to sleep.
That sucks.
So I don't pick up my phone though. So I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't do that either.
Yeah. Because then you get trapped in something.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I at least don't do that. But yeah.
Like when I wake up and can't go back to sleep, it's usually because I have to go to the bathroom. And sometimes I don't feel like I have to go to the bathroom. But when I can't go back to sleep, I'm like, oh, I must need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, I can't go back to sleep and then I just lay there. There have been times I've gotten up and cleaned the house or something.
Yeah.
Because it had been like 40 minutes and just staring at a wall. So I was like, I guess I'll get up and get productive.
We got
and
that.
Then when it's time for me to think about work, now I'm exhausted. Now I'm ready to
I
go.
was tired. Now you're tired. And you need a nap during the day.
Right, exactly. So, life.
We have the Paw Ingersoll sleep pattern.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's not for the.
Yeah, it's not for like a regular. It's not ideal living like the way society tells you to live. They tell you to wake up by this time and get all your stuff done by this time, and then do this at this time. And it's like, it's not how my body operates, how my sleep goes. Unfortunately.
No.
And it's long been a travesty to have to be back at work 5 days a week. It's like you need that extra day to do business.
Yeah.
That you have to take care of that you can't do on the weekend.
Nope.
It's ridiculous.
There's some things that can only be done Monday through Friday during business hours.
Absolutely.
It should really be a 4-day work week.
Yes, it should.
I know some people like, oh, I could never work an hour. If they're still going to force you to work 40 hours, which is unnecessary as well. But if they're going to force you to do it, because really your work week could be 4 days and it could be 28 to 32 hours.
Yeah.
Most of the time you get that lunch when you're in office. Is it really that big of a break?
No, not at all. Not
So,
at all. Like I was just talking with someone today, like, is it necessary that I'm at work 5 days a week? Like, no, not at all. Not at all.
no. That, some professions maybe it is necessary, but
Yeah.
many it's
Yeah,
not.
sure, sure. I
But there are
imagine
many that is not.
many that are. And so I guess
But
it
we
just
didn't choose that profession.
no, like that's not who I am. I'm not a civil servant or,
Right. I'm not that
I'm not
important.
missed if I'm there only 4 days versus
No.
5.
And although I do still get to work from home, but it is a hard day. It's
It
not
keeps you
the
busy.
yes, it's not the I can lay in the bed with my laptop.
Uh-huh.
It's not like that.
I wouldn't
It's
want to do that. I wouldn't want
no,
to be that relaxed.
no, because that would get boring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So no, it's and then a lot of times I even work longer hours.
That's what happens sometimes,
Hmm.
just you're more comfortable. You didn't spend 2 hours of your day commuting,
Oh, yes, I don't
which
miss that.
is zaps your energy,
Yes,
your time and your energy.
yes. Oh, I do not miss that travel. Oof,
Yeah.
that was bad.
I
Mm,
spend a lot of time in the car, I tell
mhm,
you.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
Well,
was the lifestyle podcast this evening.
yeah. Got into our personal business a little bit.
So
Trials and tribulations of a
yes.
podcaster.
Mm,
Trials and tribulations of a part-time podcaster.
mhm.
There are many. Well, let's get right to it. The Chicago Cubs, the first place Cubs, they're holding on to that first place.
They are. They it's been a good series. Haps improved. He's up to 279. Tucker's kind of falling
Mhm.
down a little bit, but then you got Suzuki, 295, 990 OPS, 3 RBI, 2 home runs today, 3 He has been on fire. And as my father mentioned, DHing's been very good to him. At
Yes,
first he
it
was a little
has
yeah,
been.
at first he was a little hesitant, but I think,
He
it's
might
not
have found
fair.
his niche.
Yeah, no, he was a little injury prone, a little. So
Yes, he was.
this
Yes,
is
he was.
less stress on his body.
Yep.
Occasionally he can get out there in the outfield, but he's doing very well. He has excelled in his DH role. So I hopefully he's feeling the same thing.
You know
Um,
how for some guys it becomes that whole thing of like, well, they're not involved in the game, so they kind of take themselves out of it. But he's staying engaged
mhm.
and doing quite well.
And I guess it's easy when you are doing well. So there's no prolonged slump. He's not feeling down on himself. I guess if he wasn't sure about this DHing and he wasn't hitting well, so now he's just down about everything, it could kind of spiral. But right now he's hot. He's smiling, so he's enjoying himself. They're winning, or they're in first place. So everything's great right now for
Yeah.
them. Swanson's even above 200 finally, 213. So
Your boy.
it's going to be a season long issue of this eighth inning replacement. But yeah, so doing well. Um, they're doing well. Pitching still. Glad that I don't think I've heard it's turned into anything else, but glad that not Suzuki, Shota was only a cramp
Hmm.
when he had to leave the game because they couldn't afford to lose another starter.
No. Talk to me about this guy that has replaced him. Short name, what's his name? That replaced Steele in the rotation.
Which one?
I think he just pitched yesterday.
Let me see. Let me see. You know, I don't remember most things. The one who
Uh,
lost.
yeah, I think he did lose. He
You? Let's see. Let me
is
see.
it Colin Rea?
Oh, Rhea. Okay, let me go because it was Boyd yesterday. Let me see where Rhea was. Yes, I do. I do know that name. Let me just find his game so I can talk about him. And that
Oh,
was
it
a
looks like
shoulder. When was
oh
it?
maybe it wasn't Rea.
Boyd was.
Maybe I'm thinking of Boyd.
Let's see. Let's see who was this one. But there is a. Sorry, Plunksters. I'm not together here. Almost done. Let me go. No, they didn't play that day. Let's see. Where was he? I can't find any pictures. My goodness, when did he pitch last? Let's see. Maybe he's on this day. Nope, it's not on that day either. It's been a while since he pitched. Let me go here. Billy will put me
Well,
on the spot.
sorry.
Okay, there we go.
I'm like, well, we don't have to really
Too late
figure this
now. I've
out.
been searching. Woo, sweating trying to find this man. All right, so he pitched against the Phillies, and the Cubs won 4-0. And so he pitched 5 innings, no earned runs. He has a .96 ERA. So that's pretty good right now. So far, he is 2-0. Hey, Kamish. Right now, he's been in 7 games. He's 2-0. This is probably before he had the 096. So it's 140, 1.46 ERA. But in the so that's in the last 7 games. He's pitched 6 innings. He pitched today. Because he pitched today. So he pitched today 6 innings, 2 earned runs. He pitched on the 25th, 5 innings, no earned runs, and then on the 18th he pitched 4 and 2/3 innings with 1 earned run.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he's been doing well.
Unexpectedly well.
Yeah, he's been in the league. He's been playing for a little while.
So he shouldn't be surprising anybody.
Yeah, he's age 34.
Right.
So yeah, I guess so.
He's on the juice.
His career, he's been in 101 games. He has a 28-20 record, 4.41 ERA. Strikeouts 387. Okay, so well, good. He's so far he's been a good replacement. Maybe hopefully he'll be able to start pitching a few more innings, maybe going into the 7th a few times. Because we do have a shaky bullpen. You don't want to always leave it up to them that many innings. So he has been solid. I think and Commish, you can chime in on this. Is the pitcher we're most worried about Boyd or Ben Brown? One of those two we're most worried about.
I'd be worried about Ben Brown.
Yeah, that it's
He he's reminding me of Michael Kopech right now, like the expectations, but his problem is in between the ears right now, it seems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so Boyd, Boyd pitch. Craig should know how to use him since he was with the Brew Crew. I don't know. Boyd just pitched 5 innings, 2 earned runs. So he's okay. I know it's still early. I mean, they played. It's not that early anymore, I guess. Not as early. I mean, it's still relatively early, but they've played 32 games. Like, how much? When Or are they now in the thing where no one's ever going to pitch 7 innings? It's always going to be the bullpen. I just don't think the Cubs have the bullpen to always do that. I think
Right.
they need a few more 7 inning type outings, unless you're getting good offense. So
Which
the
they
Cubs,
are.
yeah, the Cubs have gotten good offensive output. So right now it's been okay.
Right
Um,
now, I mean, and I think they're kind of like they're able to buy a little time too because they
yeah,
are hitting. So that covers up a lot, man.
yeah,
Scoring runs and
yeah,
scoring late inning runs.
yeah.
That is always helpful. Always needed.
Oh, you're worried about Tyon? I guess that's going into, it never looks pretty, but for some reason, he seems to kind of get the job done in a not classically pretty pitching way. Like the Cubs lost 3-1 when he pitched against Philly, but he pitched 7 innings and only gave up 1 run, 1 earned run. So that was more the Cubs couldn't score. He does have a 4 point ERA, 4.01. So he's 1-1, but it just doesn't seem like it's been that bad. Like on the 27th, he gave up 1 earned run. 20th, he gave up 1 earned run. The 14th, 2 earned runs. So that's the last 3 games, and he hasn't won any of them. That's not because of him. And he pitched 7 innings, 5 innings, 5 1/3. So I have always been concerned. I'm not with him. I'm not the biggest Tyon fan, but for some reason he seems to get it done well enough. If you had enough good starters, like I think he could always be a really good fourth or fifth starter on a staff that had a few more aces, or if you had, well, right now he was going to be the third starter. So I think he is good as a third, fourth, fifth starter. But with Steele out, he's now been pushed into your number 2. And yeah, the ERA is a bit high. And Ben Brown, I don't know. Yeah, he might need some more seasoning or something. And he's 25. But his last 3 games, 6 earned run, only 3 and 2/3, 4 innings, only 1 earned run, and then on the 12th, 6 innings, 0 earned run. So it's not bad, but
Yeah, it's just like when he stinks real bad.
yes,
And
yes,
you could tell that he's going to stink right away. Which
yes,
is just like Michael Kopech was. Like you could tell, like the first thing he's like, oh, he's going to stink today. Because he's stinking right away. And he barely lasts 3 innings. And that's what you're seeing with Ben Brown. And then some days he just got it going.
yeah.
And it's like, wow, look at him go.
When that stuff is working, that commish brought up, when it's working, it's good, but
Yeah.
when it's not, I mean, and I guess the difference, some might say, well, that's with anyone. No, but some people, even when they don't have it, they can figure out, like, to just
You
grind their way
the
through it.
guys,
Yeah,
even your top guys don't
yeah,
always have it. Like, you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Hmm.
But they find ways to grind it out and
Yes,
make things
yes.
happen and eat innings
Hmm.
somehow.
Right, right. And I guess that's kind of what Tyone is. When he may not always have it, but he can still give you, he can
He's
keep
still
it
gonna
close
give you
enough.
he's still gonna give you at least 5 and a
Right.
something.
Right. It may
You know
not
what I
be a
mean?
blowout. He doesn't have it, and they're hitting him hard, but he can make that one pitch to limit some of the damage. And
Yeah.
Ben Brown hasn't gotten to that point
Get
yet.
out of the big inning and all
Yeah.
of that. Yeah.
And I mean, he's not that young. He's 25, Ben Brown. So, you can't say he's still really young. Not really.
Not really.
He's
He's
youngish,
young.
but
He's young, but yeah, I
but
hear you.
and maybe, and I guess career wise, he is still young. Like big league wise, he is young.
Yeah.
So hopefully, whatever that guy's name is who comes out, the coach. I can't think of his name right now.
How to be?
Thank you. It was going to be something completely different in my mind, and I knew it was wrong. Uh, um, hopefully, he can kind of get him together, teach him how to pitch, like control the nasty stuff he has and make the pitches when he needs to on a regular basis. So we'll
Yeah.
see how they develop pitchers. There's quite a few to develop. Rhea, no. Wait, Rhea's old. Boyd, Boyd's young, and then this kid-ish. So we'll see. But it's been nice to see the hitting coming along. Yeah, it's been nice to see some people getting a little better. You know, those who were hovering under 200 for days, now they're at 213 for now. So that's good. And he's gotten some power. I think what, 2 home runs, 2 days or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about my guy, Dansby Swanson. And so it's been good. Hap also was having a rough time as he's coming around a little bit. So it's been fun to watch. And we'll see where they go from here. See how well they'll continue. They're playing the Brewers, who are 500, 16-16. That's who they play tomorrow in Milwaukee. So, and it's Ben Brown. Ben Brown pitches tomorrow against someone named Priester from Milwaukee. So we'll see. We'll see if Ben Brown can work on that 6.04 ERA. Yes, Assad did have a setback. So this is who they're stuck with. Unless they make a move to get another pitcher before the deadline, they'll be making do with this. And so that's going to put a lot of pressure on Shota and Tyon to kind of carry the staff. Because you don't have. Yeah, he has been better. We'll see. We'll see how long this
We'll
lasts.
see.
he is due for like a 0 for 12 coming up soon.
Stretch.
Yes, and he'll look. Oh my gosh, he looks so pitiful too when he's going through it. Like it doesn't take any time for his offensive confidence to go out the door. I'm like, wow, this was right away, huh? So yeah, that's the Cubs for you. I does anyone know why Shiambi hasn't been there? Is he sick? There's been another announcer. And I gotta say, I've been enjoying the broadcast a little better.
I was just about to say, is he better to you?
It is. He's a very excitable guy, and I don't. Shiambi he does get on my nerves, but I mean, I don't wish any harm or for him not to be working there. It's just it has been a little bit more enjoyable for me. I don't know. He might be on like some what do you call it, national broadcast. So maybe that's why he's on. Yeah.
The Cubs, number 2 in the league in batting average, 263.
Okay.
So that helps cover up any pitching woes you might be experiencing.
Okay.
You want to know who's tied for last in batting average?
Sure. Who is it?
It is the Colorado Rockies, tied with the Chicago White Sox. Yeah.
Oh gosh. So you ready to talk about the White Sox?
Yeah,
All
yeah. I
right.
mean, there's not much to say. It's more of the same this year. It's
Mm-hmm.
different than last year. It's not quite the calamity of errors as it was last year. Um, the main thing, because they have some good young pitching,
Mm-hmm.
and I've said this of a number of times because that's all the good you can really say about them. They got some good young pitching, even have some strong arms in the bullpen. They just and they're actually playing reasonable defense.
Mm-hmm.
To be expected from such a young team,
Mm-hmm.
inexperienced team. I mean, they're not a bunch of gold glovers out there, but they're playing solid defense.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't hit. They got nobody hitting for power.
Mm.
Um, who's leading in slugging percentage? Has got to be Lenine. I mean, slugging percentage. Benintendi's leading at 423,
Mm.
which ain't crap. Uh, Sosa's leading the batting average race at 269. Your best home run hitter has only got 5 home runs. Luis Robert still, he had a productive day today,
Okay.
but still just having a paltry year at the plate, still swinging at garbage.
Mm.
Still bad mechanics, bad body. Just hit the low and away pitch, the sweeper. It just gets them every time. And I don't, uh, he probably needs a new batting coach, a new
Okay.
change of scenery.
Okay.
It's hitting only 170,
Mm.
9 RBIs. Had some pretty nice work in the field today, though.
Okay.
He robbed somebody of a grand slam.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you got to take
Yeah, we
you
beat up.
got
We
to
got it.
take every little small improvement
Yeah,
because it's gonna
I
be a
mean, I
slow
know what
process.
I was dealing with. I knew what I was dealing with Saturday
That doesn't make it any easier or any more fun to watch.
at all. It is not any easier or any fun. So they're sitting at 8-23. Now let's see
I think
where
they
they
had
were
a better
sitting at.
record last year. I think I looked it up. It was like 12. They had 12 wins, I think, at this time last year.
Uh,
But I may be wrong.
so let's see. So we got, what did I say? 8-23.
Yeah, so after 31
They play
games last
31
year.
games. So that
Yeah,
was the 25.
that's like one of the tests, see if they're on pace to be a little better.
Yeah. Oh, you're just on pace to not be worse or badass, which I think they're on pace to be. They're definitely going to lose 100 games. Well over 100 games
But
again.
now you just don't want them to break their own record.
Yeah. Oh, God. 2, 3,
Well,
6,
Emilio's finding out their record.
7, 8.
See, it already looks like you're counting more.
So they were 8-26
Oh,
on
really?
May 5th.
Oh.
They were
Okay.
8-26.
So they
So
okay, so they're They're
They're about the same. They're on a similar trajectory to lose 121 games.
well, hey, at least they're not going to break the record.
Denver's might. I mean, they could break their own record.
That's what I meant. I think they're. I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll be a little better than they were. They might be a game or two better.
You know what hurts is like it doesn't have to be this bad.
Yeah, yeah. You can rebuild
And not be this bad.
Well, remember, one of the things we said is you're also looking for that exciting player to watch while you're rebuilding.
We don't have one.
Yeah. So to make it like, okay, they're bad, but there's someone who's a little appointment TV.
I mean, it was like, the Royals were really bad, but you had Bobby Witt Jr. still.
Yes. Yes.
The Orioles were bad, but you still had what's his name? What's his name's son?
Oh,
Holiday.
Oh yeah.
Whatever is, I forget his first name. The
You
Holiday.
had him.
You had him,
Yeah.
Even the Cubs still managed to keep something exciting going on.
Yeah. Now, when they were that one period when they were bad and fans stopped coming, kind of, and so that's when the Cubs decided to spin better.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was still close enough to the championship that you didn't need that exciting player. Like I think it was. Had they gotten rid of everyone at that point? And you had the hype around PCA. There was some hype around some of the people, but they weren't there yet or whatever. So
Yeah.
it wasn't as exciting when they had that time where it wasn't. I mean, they weren't historically bad, so that was another
Right,
thing.
I mean, that's yeah. They weren't the worst ever.
So this is a bad example. But even when they have been bad in the past, and even when the Sox were bad in the past, there was something. There was somebody that you watch, 1 to 2 players that you're like, okay, if they can get it together and make some trades, these are your center, these are the people you're building around. Like we talk about it all the time with the Bulls. Like you're waiting for the Sox. Because even when they were kind of mid or whatever, okay, Luis Robert, Eloy, like you had those people that you thought were going to be, but then they were actually kind of good at that point. So, but you thought like if you let go of some of the other people, you still had that young core.
They learned
And
nothing from that. Just repeat it again.
You change managers is still bad, but they're gonna have to, and the premium to get people to get some position players, and you don't want to give up your pitching, but they're good at
I mean, you
developing
got to spend
pitchers.
some money.
Yeah, you're gonna have to spend some money if you're not willing to give up pitchers. You're gonna have to, and you may have to give up somebody to get somebody young and exciting. You need a veteran pitcher when you're starting to rebuild. You need some good veterans and you need some good young people. And if you don't have the good
We
young
don't have
players,
any of it. We're so
if
far off.
if you don't have any of the good young position players coming up in a year at least,
And the big fish that they were waiting on, Colson Montgomery, they
yeah,
took him out of AAA and sent him to Arizona to work on his hitting. Like he's gotten pulled from the
oh
league. I mean, from active duty. He's
my
hitting 150 something in
mm,
AAA.
mm, mm.
So he's so far off. He like
And unless Luis Roberts starts getting good, you don't even have good trade pieces to get somebody's young phenom or your face, Amelia, or to get someone's could be young phenom, you have to, besides working to get better, if you want to start getting fans to believe in what you're doing, you have to show them somebody who is gonna be good. Pitching, we know you got to have someone who can play every day. Pitching's
And
everybody.
yes, absolutely. You can't like there's no stud pitcher that's going to
No,
keep interest,
no,
and because he only pitches every 3, 4,
yeah,
5 games, and how effective is he going to be if you can't hit?
exactly. So now you're just watching this guy with this good stuff losing. So that's not fun. You're like, oh, he's great. Maybe when we get
Eric
hitting.
Crochet,
Yeah. And
Chris
so then
Sale.
you have to wind up trading them. So now you're starting all over. But they're gonna have to, I don't, it'd be nice to be like a fly on the wall in those meetings to see what they are talking about their direction is. How long do they plan on making fans wait?
How long do they plan on being this
It's
bad?
bad. Like, what is their vision? No one's gonna, and this isn't, there's no need, like, you don't have to be secretive about your vision. Like, what you, no one's trying to take secret.
Nobody's going to buy
No,
anything that you
no.
sell at this point, anyways.
So you really need to be honest that your goal, and don't say that, oh, we're going to be competitive right away. Be honest and say, within 2 years, fans, give us 2 years. We have a plan in place. I don't know. Do you guys have a lot of good catchers?
We got we got Carlos,
Oh, they got last year.
Carlos, not goddamn, I'm about to call him Carlos Lee, Corey Lee. Corey Lee is good, but he's out injured.
Oh,
He's been out a while, and he's not really that close to coming back. And they just brought up Edgar Quero, who's hitting the ball well. He's got a good arm, but we'll see.
and then you may want to hold on to him.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
What you guys really need is Luis Roberts to just become some superstar all of a sudden, really shine, and he, at the trade deadline, he might be able to get you a young up and coming player.
Yeah, that's
And I also think, I know you build through the mind of that. I think they need some ready made talent, not someone else going back down into the minors. They need young, they're they're ready to stay here. They may not be superstars right now, but they don't need to go down. They need to learn here, and by next year, you'll see some growth. They need those
yeah,
type of players.
no damn double-A ball
Yeah,
player.
we don't need any more double A that's going to take 3 years for them to get up here. Or they'll go to the Arizona Fall League because they can't hit. They can't hit pitchers who probably won't even make it to the league.
Who aren't good enough to be in
Right.
the league. You can't even hit them.
Right. You
And
can't.
he looks terrible at the plate. I saw some tape on him. It's like, whoa.
And I'm the type of Cubs fan that I don't hate the Sox. And we said this before. We said this last time. It's more fun when both teams are playing well.
But that like almost
Never
never
happens.
happens.
No, it never happens. One of them's always bad. I don't know why we can't get it together. Even if they're not playing so well that they're gonna meet in the World Series or getting but if they're just hot, like have some hot
Yeah.
moments, have some cross time rival stars that is like,
Yeah.
oh, let me
We
put
haven't had anything good between them since the Michael Barrett and AJ's
yes.
that era.
Yes. And then even remember when it was like my shortstop's better than yours. It was the Javi versus Tim Anderson
Tim
thing.
Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the two hot, and then even the
And
first
now
base.
look at both of them.
No, Javi's doing well. He's hitting like 280 or something.
Oh, really? Javi's having a comeback year?
Oh, yeah. He's been playing center field for the Tigers.
Go ahead, Javi.
They have him playing all over the place. He's been hitting well. I keep up with what he's been doing.
Good for Javi.
Yeah, so let me see right
That's
now.
part of why Detroit is. We have not played Detroit yet, or what?
Yeah, well, by his Javi's hitting 301.
Wow.
He hit a home run today. and he's playing center field. He's the center fielder for them.
What happened?
Yeah, he's hitting 301. So yeah, he's been doing well, and now playing center. And my father said they had him doing a little highlight reel play in center field. One thing about when you play for Joe Madden, oh, he changed the swing. Good. When you played for Joe Madden as the Cubs, you really did learn how to play every position. And it has helped with those who are still able to play.
Right.
Because you're able to move over. Because he had everyone try the outfield. So it has helped. And as Kamish said, Javi has resurrected his career by changing his swing. Yeah, he's 2 home runs, 12 RBI, stolen base. Last 7 games, he's had 21 at bats, 8 hits. So yeah, he's still okay. But back to what it was like. And then you had the battle of the first baseman. You had Jose Abreu versus Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah, we had a short window where it was cool.
Yeah.
And that's about as good as it got. It was like, it's cool. It wasn't much. It was cool. You guys were still not that far off from a World Series.
Yeah, that is when things were working out.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, then when you guys were doing well, Cubs were what you just said, cool. It was cool, but
yeah,
only one was playoffs.
Man, and Tim Anderson hitting 176. No home runs.
I think Chris Bryant is hitting only 1-something, and he's hurt
all the time.
And he has a bad back, and he's trying to avoid surgery. I mean, you don't blame him. Nobody wants back surgery. So
is it a particularly hard surgery to recover from? I guess it would
maybe as 30-something probably.
Might be time to hang it up, Chris.
Yeah, you're rich. Got your 3 kids. Great. Go into, if you want to stay in the game of baseball, go into announcing, coaching, something. If he could ever get his back together and get hitting right, he could probably just be a DH. That would probably save his body. They still put him in the outfield sometimes. Like, he probably just needs to be a DH because of his body concerns. So, and then
hitting 154.
Yeah.
0 home runs, 1 ribby.
Yeah, it's been looking pretty sad. And then I don't know what Kyle Schwarber's doing. He's still
only played 13 games. Mm-hmm. Chris Bryant.
Yep. And they had said that he had been feeling better, and then I think they put him in the outfield. I said, stop putting that man in the outfield. He just needs to be your DH. If you're going to keep him, he just has to be your DH. And
Schwarber's hitting 245, 9 home runs, 23 RBIs.
And that's a hell of a lot better than he was expecting.
Schwarber's had himself a nice career, putting himself together a nice career.
But last year, wasn't he only had like 190 something, but he had a bunch of home runs.
But he had a whole bunch of home runs.
He had like 40 home runs. So
he's going to strike out a lot.
Woof.
But he's going to get you some dingers.
He is definitely going to be a home runner or nothing. Maybe, or and nothing. He'll walk. He will walk sometimes too. But it's home run or nothing really with him. So right now, and Abreu, he was all Cubs. And I think what they said, one thing with Chris Bryant is that they had him, sometimes what we say about basketball players and the AAU and all that, playing too much. Some people said that they had Bryant working on his swing and doing stuff too much from a young age up. And sometimes, and we said this about Javi, but he has fixed himself. Sometimes players do need the city as much as the city might need them. Mm-hmm. It took Javi a long time. Anthony Rizzo had some success, but he was never the same.
No.
And he started having back problems as well.
Is he even with the team right now?
No, he wasn't. He's about to be a father, but no, he wasn't with the team. I think it might be time for him to ask the Cubs to sign him for a day and retire. A Cub.
Right, right. What you need to do is go home and take care of them babies, motherfucker. Worry about the baseball and shit.
You made enough money. You could get a job right now. If Dexter Fowler's on the pre and post game things. You can go ahead and get a job right over here.
Speaking of needing to retire, can LeBron James please
Oh
sit
yeah.
his ass down somewhere?
Father time is undefeated.
Stop it, dude. I mean, I know his numbers. He still got his numbers,
But
but
that last
it's
game
like, bro, please.
and what's his name? He had a lot of rest during the season,
Oh
but
yeah.
that's who JJ Redick went with. You know, he was like a Tom, it worked for Tom Thibodeau. He went with who he could trust. Unfortunately, one was semi hurt and probably a little out of shape, and the other one's old.
Yeah.
So they're gassed.
They look gassed.
Yeah, he couldn't afford though to let them rest a lot in the third quarter so that they can play the
Oh, I
full fourth.
mean, he don't have nothing else.
Yeah.
He don't have no other horses.
So and I'm not crying over the fact that LeBron's gone. That's good. We don't have to hear about it. What this greatness of this 40-year-old going for a championship. They never had a shot for a championship.
No.
Never.
They never had the horses.
And he's not going to catch up with Jordan unless he joins the Warriors. And then that's still not
Even
promised.
then,
I was about to say that's still not promised.
that's still not promised.
Because Steph is
Steph is old.
getting older. You know, you run around for as many months as they do with all the playoff games, championship, Olympics, and all that. And that's another thing. Didn't they do the Olympics and stuff this summer or whatever?
Yeah,
So
sure did.
that's a lot of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
Showboat. You know he wants to stick around and do the LA Olympics.
Oh yes, and embarrass himself.
You know, he'll probably do that even if he's retired. He'll probably
He might.
find a way
That's
to get
true.
on the Olympic team.
That is true. I wonder.
And get Bronny on the Olympic team somehow.
Gosh. He needs to retire so Bronny can try to see if he can be a reasonable
An NBA player.
Yeah. He needs to do it. It was cute getting to play with your dad, but he should. Rich Paul needs to see if he could get traded somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and probably
trade for him.
He needs to go to like the Hornets, somewhere kind of small market,
basketball hell,
low expectations, like or the Wizards. He needs to go to low expectations.
Yeah.
Learn how to play the game. Just a short contract, 2 years. 2 years in hell.
What happens when he ends up in the G League in a?
Then you contemplate your career. It's time. If you're on the Hornets and you're sent to the G League, well, now it's time for career reevaluation.
That could happen.
I know. And if it does, you're not meant for this league. You can't stay on the floor for the Hornets, the Wizards, the Utah Jazz. This ain't the career for you, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at some Bulls, some Kobe White highlights. I was like, man, I kind of missed watching the Bulls play.
Well, especially
that last month or whatever.
Yeah. And especially when you see how bad the damn Heat got beat. Like, this should be somebody else's 8th spot.
Yeah.
You went down without a fight. The Bulls would have had more fight.
They'd have fought at least a couple
They
of
would
games.
have lost. Yeah. They would have probably won one game. But they wouldn't have been swept.
Yeah.
They would have been able to pull out one game, I think. And it would have been competitive. Was it that team at one point? Yes, they were down by almost 60.
Yeah.
And the Memphis Grizzlies losing by 50. That's one of those where,
These
like,
boys ain't built for it.
no. And so now there's the rumors about Ja going somewhere. When it gets to that point, then it's also, I understand the plan for the excitement for, us and the Hawks and now the Heats, the perennial play-in teams. But then when you're done, like, you probably should just pick the top 8.
Could have done without this bullshit.
Especially then when you see, like, this is what the 8th seed gave you. Not much.
I wouldn't call the Bulls basketball hell, Commish. Like not like Charlotte.
Not like Charlotte. What
I
it's
mean, you still
basketball
got
hell
some.
for fans.
You still gonna come and play in front of a sold out crowd.
Yeah. And
I mean, that's something. That's worth something.
You're still going to win more than teams in games. Now, what it is, basketball hell, Commish, is for fans who are looking for a championship.
Yeah, we're in basketball hell. But for a guy who plays and passes through, I don't think it's basketball hell.
No, and then you're in Chicago.
Playing here.
Yeah, it's basketball hell if you're a player looking to win a championship right away, because that's not happening anytime soon. And then for fans, if you're wanting to see more than playoff basketball, you want to see like your team at least the top 5, top 6. Can we get 6? Then we're in basketball hell because we're still not bad enough to get a number 1 pick, and we're still not good enough to be the top 6 in a very weak East. And that's another problem.
Let's not forget how weak the East is.
We're not even good enough to be top 6 in a weak conference. So yes. Well,
I need some therapy
with his daddy, probably.
I was just about to say his problem is his daddy.
Yeah, and you see, speaking of daddies, Tyrese Halliburton's daddy can't even come to the rest of the games,
and he should not be able to come to the rest. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Number one, you're cussing at Giannis and saying this is what we effing do. You do nothing but cheer. So you do nothing. You're in his. This is what we effing do, sir. Sit down. You did nothing. You
sit your ass down. Now you can sit down at home,
right,
and watch the game.
And his Tyrese said his father was out of line, and he apologized, but it's too late now. And who's to say you're not going to do this again?
Yeah, and sometimes you don't get a second chance.
No.
Sometimes you don't deserve a second chance. You need to sit down, fella.
It wasn't even a championship. It was a first round.
And you talking to a champion.
And that's what Giannis said. I'm a champion. They're not.
Right.
I mean, he's done what he's needed to do. He's won a championship. Sure, he'd like to have another one, but yeah, you don't.
How soon before he asked out of Milwaukee?
This year.
A couple days.
Oh, you meant
Giannis.
After the season, after the championship. Kind of by that time, all his representatives have found out what other teams have planned. And so now he sees who might still be on teams, who might not. I know people are like, he needs to come to the Bulls, but for what? For what? The Bucks are better than the Bulls. So you're going to leave something that's better than, we might be a better city, but if he wants to compete, and in order for that trade, everyone's gone. You're gonna have to give away everybody.
You got to give up everybody.
Yeah, you're not.
You give up the whole team for him, and then what do you got left?
So now it's just him and who? Julian Phillips and Dalen Terry.
You might as well wait to hopefully try to lure him in free agency the following year.
Yeah,
when his contract's up.
Unless he can like bully his.
Fail at too, but
yeah, and I would not even, if I'm the Bucks, he wouldn't be able to bully me and threatening and whatever for me to just take garbage. No, I need your Kobe. I need your Modest. Like I need everything you thought was going to be good. So now you got to figure out how to build around. And could they do it in free agency? Sure, but the Bulls don't spend like that.
This is the Bulls. This is Bulls. This is Jerry Reinsdorf.
So
Kamish, you're asking about what's going on with UNC. I'm not really aware of what's going on at UNC.
do you mean UNC or UNC?
Yeah.
And are you talking about Shannon Sharp as far as UNC?
Oh, is that what they call Unc? Do they call
Sometimes
Shannon Sharp Unc?
we need you to clarify what you're talking about, Commish. And then
You
we can
talking
try
about
to
North Carolina
I don't
or
know what's
Shannon
happening with
Sharp
UNC.
or my
And which Unc, who
uncle?
is your Unc that you're talking
Yeah.
about? So let's see.
I would love to share my thoughts if I knew exactly
Yeah. So
who we're referring to.
can you clarify who you're talking about for us? Um because my thoughts if you're talking about Shannon Sharp, dummy. But
Oh,
you and
Shannon.
Shannon, okay, that's what I thought maybe he's talking about Uncle Shannon.
Okay. It's these, who was that was on the show that tried to warn him? Was that Monique? Was like,
Yes, she
you
told
don't get
him
caught up
to
messing with
leave
these
these
young girls.
young
Like,
girls.
I told your ass, and this is
And then he wouldn't shut up. So and then there's the rumors, the leaked audio of Matt Barnes talking about that Shaq was willing to pay people to get some dirt on Shannon
right,
Sharp
right.
because he got that $100 million. So I don't know what's been made of that. But okay, Shannon, you go to talk to 19-year-old OnlyFans. Ladies, men, whoever, make your money with OnlyFans. Do what you got to do, make your money. Fine. But do you understand what she was doing? I don't think she was just a toe girl on OnlyFans. Like, look at my toes, because that's a fetish. And people make good money for that. Toes and drawers. I like these. This is some weird things to make money on. Just put my drawers out on the bed, and people pay a lot of money for that. So remember that, people out in
Mental note.
Plunkster, like
Buy
Plunkster,
women's underwear.
right? Plunksters, you need a side hustle, get some drawers, and put them on the bed. Guys will pay a lot of money, but you're dealing with a 19-year-old woman. You let her supposedly keep a sex tape. You let her keep it. What type of unk are you that you let somebody else keep your tape? Okay. Is it a little witch hunt to get you? Okay, but you put yourself in this
You
position. Even
did
if
the
you did
dirt. I
yeah, you
mean,
did it. And then you're on audio the way you're talking to her. So, and then you kept talking and kept putting stuff out there instead of letting your legal team handle stuff. So you did it all to yourself, whether it is someone trying to bring another black man down and all this kind of stuff, but you did it. You put the material there. They're not making anything up. You did it. And people told you to leave these young girls alone. You are 54. Why are you talking to a 19-year-old? You like younger women. 30-year-old is younger for you.
I guess not young enough for him.
And now look at you.
Look at you. He deserves whatever he's got coming to him.
Yeah, you did this
That's
to
all I
yourself.
say.
You did
And
this
as
to
you can
yourself.
see, Commish Christian had the whole scoop on old Unk. The deets, you got all the deets.
You did it to yourself, Unk.
Yeah.
So sorry. Should have listened to
And I
Monique.
can't find nothing on Stephen A. Smith. That's who I wish was.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I know we don't talk politics and stuff on here. Did you see the thing where Trump said, I'd love to see him run? Of course he would. Of course he would. Because you're going to steal some votes, okay? And make it easier. You're just a fool.
God.
Politics, sports, I just need him to go away.
Don't let him use you, forehead.
Yeah. And that's exactly it's going. Don't be a Saquon Barkley. Just want to hit on everybody. What's the big deal? I played golf with Obama, but who used you as a photo op? Think. One president, former, current, used you as a photo op.
Yeah, of course. Jalen Hurts did the right thing. He's like, I got something else to do. I'm double booked. I can't make it.
It was him.
I'm out.
Was it AJ Brown and I think Devontae? Is it Smith? I don't know what the Devontae's name is, but I think there were 3 of them who didn't go.
What was their excuse?
They were all double booked.
Oh, okay, I'm double. I just like I don't want to go.
Then somebody started showing footage of Jalen. Jalen Hurts had time to go to a concert. Number one, that was Frankie Beverly, who was no longer with us.
So
So
that
that
was
was
a
a
long
very
time
old
ago.
concert footage. And even if he did go to a concert,
Well, maybe that's what he was double booked with. Look, I got these tickets. I paid a lot of money for these.
maybe he went to the Cowboy Carter or Carter. What's Beyonce's?
Right, whatever
He
her
went to
tour.
Beyonce's
A
tour.
lot of money for these Beyonce tickets.
Yeah. So I'd rather see Beyonce than an Orange Man.
Yeah.
What else? Pop culture news does somebody want to hear about? We can talk about lives. What you got? What you got?
Kristen has the scoop.
I don't.
This might be our calling. We need to incorporate more of this.
Maybe we could, And I don't even. It's a lot of times you just get stuff from little headlines, and then you can piece it together yourself.
Absolutely.
And we all have.
And so what if we're a little wrong about
Oh,
some
yeah.
of the info?
Most. I mean, we already said it. That was always a tagline. We think we know.
We don't know.
One thing we do know is a 54-year-old man shouldn't have been dealing with a 19-year-old girl.
For nothing, for no reason. And that's all on him. That's all on.
Yes.
Or the University of North Carolina, whichever one. Both of them. Well, with that being said, let us leave on a high note. Sox on pace to have another 121 loss season. If they lose the next 3 games, which they could against Houston, they'll have the exact same record as last year at this time.
I predict at one point this season the Sox are going to go on a 6-game winning streak.
6 games?
Mm-hmm. I don't know at what point in the season. There's going to be a point.
All right, that's a prediction. I'll remember this. 6 games. That's a lot of wins.
That is a lot of games.
That's like winning. That's winning a series, like 2 series back to back.
Sweet. I know. I'm doubting myself. I probably should have said 5 games, but I'm gonna stick with my 6.
You might get lucky and they win 3.
6-game winning streak at some point in this season.
All right.
I probably should have said they'll go 5 out of 8 at some point, but nope, 6.
They'll win 5 of 8. So
yeah. But no, I'm going 6 in a row.
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
Cubs get to play their rival, the Brewers, this weekend, so that should be a fun series.
That's right. Good weekend series. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be.
Well, at least they're in Milwaukee, so
they play indoors up there anywhere.
Mm-hmm. I think it rains. The Sox here because it's going to be rain. I think they play the Astros, right? I think that's who they play.
Yes.
Yeah, we have.
Kamish, I just got your ping about sending the link. I am sorry. Would have loved to have you on here. Sorry, I did. I actually don't look at my phone for this hour that I'm on.
Next time you got to put it in your little crawl.
But he wants you to know what you're smoking by giving
the 6 game. I'm leading with love, Kamish. Sometimes I go with love on these teams, and it doesn't work, but I continue to do it. It did not work for Patrick Williams. It has not worked for Dansby Swanson, but I'm going to go with a win streak
for the White Sox.
And
we need all the help we can get.
Right, Kamish, you need to let us know. We'll be here in 2 weeks. If you want us to send you a link.
Okay, yeah. Next show, Kamish, for sure. All right. With that being said, I am one of your hosts, Emilio Bucks, signing off.
I am one of your other hosts, Kristen Stats, signing off.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.